Welcome back. We are in rural Sweden, visiting a factory that I have dreamt of visiting since I was a child. This is one of the world's finest production axe forging facilities, Gransfors Bruk, with a history that dates back to the 1800s. And we're going to learn about traditional Swedish axe making as well as their incredible production processes that you are going to want to see. All right, we're going to meet Emiel, who is blacksmith and engineer here at Gransfors Bruk, and we are in Gransfors Bruk's schoolroom. Emiel, thank you so much for having us, man.
Welcome, welcome.
Let's forge an axe.
Yeah.
All right, this is a school. How long has Gransfors Bruk been on this site?
1868 about.
Wow, that's a long old time.
We actually started making sides.
Oh, sides?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then they bought an axe press in like 1917. They bought the first press.
Okay.
Before that, it was just like power
Hand
hammers
forged.
and hand forging. And then they started expanding with more and more presses.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sides.
Yeah.
I hear there's not quite the same market for that anymore.
Not really.
The tractor really killed that one.
Yeah, that's.
But the chainsaw hasn't killed the axe.
It almost killed the axe actually.
Really?
Yeah. There were like about 20 axe forges in Sweden.
Yeah.
And we are one of the 2 left actually.
This is fabulous. Look at all of these gorgeous coke forges. Very spectacular, traditional Swedish style double horns. Whew. This is famous. People do nasty things to get their hands on one of these. These are special angles.
Kolsva and Söderfors were the first companies that were able to pour cast steel in the quality for an anvil.
Super. Right. Should we light the forge?
We make the axe head out of mild steel, and then we can laminate it with Gransfors steel. I think we should do
Lovely
that.
idea. So mild steel body,
Yeah, and then
hardened steel edge.
Yeah.
Out of the same steel that the Gransfors axes
yeah,
are made out
exactly.
of.
Gransfors Bruk's axes are made out of C55.
Okay. So
So-
1055, EN9 in the
Yeah,
UK.
but it's Gransfors steel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a little bit alloyed with vanadium and manganese more than a normal carbon steel. So it has better edge retention and some vanadium carbides.
So Gransfors gets their own steel
Yeah.
made for them.
Yeah.
Where? Like, is that made in Sweden?
3 hours from here.
Wow.
Yeah. It may be fun to show that you, for 100 years ago, this steel is 100 years old. You will get some. It's rolled for laminating axes.
You're joking. So 100 years ago,
Yeah.
you could, if you were a blacksmith, you could buy a
Yeah.
bar of
I have-
this
I have-
rolled.
Yeah, I have meters of it. I can fix you some.
Wow, this rolled high carbon steel.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, you wouldn't be making your axe out of all high carbon. You
No.
would be doing what we're doing. It would be a laminated blade, but
Yeah.
you would be able to buy the material
Yeah.
ready to go into
And
a
what
laminated axe
what
head.
people did as well was that when they wore out, people wore out their axe because they were taking to forests. They go to a blacksmith shop and they say, I want a new piece of steel. I want my axe steel. And then they put in a new bit and they can use, you don't need to make
Like
the eye.
resoling shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
resole your
Yeah,
axe.
yeah.
Put some more steel on the edge when it wears out.
Yeah.
Man, there is some history here. So we're gonna be making a laminated axe head with a mild steel body, and we have this historic laminating steel.
We start by punching the eye.
Brilliant.
A lot of people are going to butcher me for doing this.
Don't worry, I do it too. This is the best scribe in the world. There's a pair of vernier calipers. So you do 2 lines. You're not doing a center line. You're doing either side of where you're gonna have the hole. Do you mark both ends of the hole?
Yeah.
And how much material are you leaving there? Like
20 millimeters. about.
20 millimeters for
Yeah.
the hole of the axe?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's an axe forging die. I think you should make one.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're sledging, you have a position for like if we're punching the eye, we can control it in one area.
Oh.
When we're splitting this for laminating, and then you have a place to drift. Do not distort the backside of the axe. So it's Lars Enander. He is like a quite known axesmith here.
And he came up with this?
He came up with it, I believe.
Oh,
it's
bloody
really good.
Is that your punch?
It's not my punch. I stole it from Sam, but it's like a splitting chisel.
Okay, so we're gonna split the hole instead of punch the hole.
Yeah.
Do you know what steel this is made out of?
Gransfors steel.
Oh, this is made out of Gransfors Axe steel.
Yeah, we use it for everything.
It helps when you've got like tons and tons of the material. Emiel's Hoffy hammer. That's a piece of history right there. The late Yuri Hoffy.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Wait, we turn.
Oh, a little bit from both sides, eh?
What I tend to do, I have never met a punch that is exactly straight, so I also rotate the punch.
I like that, yeah. Almost there. I can feel it soft from where we're starting to get to the other side. What we did there is we poked a hole through instead of like punching out a plug. So a little bit more slitting punch than punching punch.
Yeah.
Slightly different type of tool for a different type of task. Next tool in the lineup. Am I doing this or are you? I guess I'm doing it. You want me to bottom it out?
Yeah.
Bottomed out
Now we can go here.
and drift it hard.
Yeah. And then you take it on the side here, like this, and then you flatten.
Flatten here.
Yeah.
Got it. Like that?
Yeah.
Happy? Am I doing the right things?
Yeah. And then we take a little bit of heat and we take the other side as well.
Super. What steel is your drift made out of?
That's for steel. Yeah.
Ooh.
We need to take a little bit more on this side. I think
So what were you looking at there?
that it fits on this, that it won't get stuck there.
So you want the eye to be big enough that it'll fit on that post?
Yeah.
A little more hammering?
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough for this. Okay, so it fits on the post?
Yeah.
So we can
Because
move on.
Now we cool down and we can do two things. We can chop a bit with an angle grinder or we chop it completely.
Well, I think we're here to make a traditional Swedish axe, aren't we? I think we've got to split it at the forge, don't we? We're now going to split it for the bit. So you're cooling down the eye that we just punched, and we couldn't do this if this was an all hard steel axe. We can only do this because this is a mild steel body. I mean, you could do it with some steels without it cracking, but the benefit of it being mild steel is we can now control heat, not only with the control of a coke fire, but also with the water bucket. We can keep that axe cold, which is going to keep it strong, and then we can cut in the split for our 100-year-old bit. I actually don't think I've ever made an axe like this.
Okay.
Yeah, a laminated edge axe like this, I don't think I've made.
Okay.
What were you talking about? You made a titanium Damascus one.
Oh yeah, yeah, good point, I forgot about that. Look at that gorgeous sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. A little bit more heat.
A little bit off center.
That was me. You can correct it. I will sledge now.
Drop forge. I don't know when it's going to be deep enough. It's probably almost there, right?
And now centimeter more. Maybe.
Another centimeter? Okay.
We have to look at the bit a lot more.
Oh yeah, lots more.
I will clean this up on the grinder.
Yes? Oh, I do love forging, Emiel.
Same here.
Oh, it's something special.
Yeah, a bit more. One heat.
One more heat. Oh, that's got to be enough material.
Yeah, that's good.
Happy?
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
We clamp it like here.
Yeah.
We beat it down deeper, and then we push the walls a little bit closer. And we clean, borax, and do some tricksy bits.
In there? Get some!
We need more heat, then we need to take a bit out.
Yeehaw! Thank you, sir.
We're cleaning the inside of the fold, so we put in a little bit of borax, and then we get more heat,
Okay.
Not welding heat, but yellowish. We wire brush the inside, and then we put in a bit.
Okay,
And
so
then we do
you're
some
using the
stuff here.
borax now to clean it before
Yeah.
the forge weld. Maybe a little rasp, yeah?
And you get the flux ready, the borax.
Yeah. Loosen,
Yeah.
tighten. No way, you're locking it in with that?
Yeah.
This is like locking a bar into a hole with a center punch around the hole.
And now we put on some more borax on every surface.
This is where it gets serious. The forge weld of the bit. 100-year-old, traditional Swedish, rolled out bit steel. Loading up the fire because we need all the heat we can get.
Hey ho, let's go.
Hey ho, let's go. I think it might have stuck, especially on that top side.
Yeah.
I think on the top side it looked really good.
But now we cheat with this one.
Nah.
You don't want to touch the
Okay,
little
well it is
frame.
beautiful. Who makes this?
Bacco. They don't make it anymore.
Bacco. Wait, Bacco like the files?
Yeah.
No way, look,
Yeah.
Jamie. Same company that's still making files made this power hammer. Gorgeous spring hammer, mechanical power hammer. Oh. I'm no expert, but that looks like a welded in bit. The heat is conducting perfectly between them all. I think that's perfect. Nicely done.
We can stretch it a bit here.
Yes, please. I like swinging a sledgehammer. I really
Yeah.
like swinging a sledgehammer.
I got the feeling. Wait. I like to grind it away. I
Grind
think
that.
the risk is too big. No,
Your
I'm quite
worry
stuck.
is because these are not super compatible materials, that if
Yeah.
we hammer this
Yeah.
way, we could pop the weld open.
Yeah.
Whoa! Bro, that high carbon bit sparks like nobody's business. The sparks on that.
Now we should decide which design we make. Maybe something like this?
Oh, that's a classic Gransfors shape, isn't it? Would that also work?
Yeah, it's both work. We have a lot of material, but I think there happens a little bit more here, maybe.
So this is the pattern of axe we're going to make. It's like a hybrid little carving axe. In order to forge in this depression, Emiel and I are going to make up two tools. A narrow, fuller chisel combo, a wider, fuller. We have to be careful to not make a tool that's too wide, otherwise this is going to get stretched out super far when it comes to forging and tapering down the axe in this direction. The lights have just turned off. This is quite atmospheric though. We should really finish in this light. This manufacturing facility is just incredible. What we're going to learn about tomorrow in this incredible production room is the nitty-gritty about these forging presses. The tooling in here is incredible. Custom dies for every model of axe. It is so inspiring. And on the note of custom dies, I recently modeled up some custom dies for myself. On the green hammer in the corner in my workshop, I've got like a pretty cheap and cheerful light-duty die insert set that I made years ago. But the problem with it is the pins often break. When I had a moment over Christmas, I hopped onto the computer and I started designing up some dies. Now, this is something that I could do here in the workshop, but I'm a busy bee. And there is this blooming awesome service, who very conveniently is the sponsor of today's episode, which is PCBWay, that allows me to take the STL file from my CAD program, upload it, and they do all sorts of stuff. They do CNC machining, 3D printing. Obviously, they make printed circuit boards, but for us, is I upload the STL, I can select between whether I want it made out of aluminium, titanium. The pricing comes back immediately. 12 days later, woo! Oh. Holy crap, it's beautiful. Oh. Oh gosh, look at this. This is how flat they are. I can pick up one piece with the other. Wow. Shout out to the machinists that showed up to work and produced these beautiful components. So if you need a reliable one-stop shop prototyping service, please click the link in the description. They've made you guys 200 exclusive fan vouchers. So use my coupon code PCBWay-Alec Steele 10 to get $10 off orders of $30 or more, excluding the shipping cost. The link is in the description. Thank you to them. Let's get back to it. So these are the two fuller chisels you made up.
Quick and dirty ones.
This is where this tooling is going to come into play here, eh?
How hard? Give me a good one. And then you take it down a bit there. Not too hard. Wait.
Beautiful fuller is putting a fabulous shape in there. Beautiful shape. Yeah, this is a bloody good bit of tooling.
Yeah. Because I think we should work a little bit on the eye now. Now we
opening up the eye a little bit.
Yeah. So right here, you can see what's happened.
Oh, the form at the bottom is being lost a little bit.
Yeah, but that we can stretch a bit more on the eye, but just that you can see what it does. I try to grind as little as possible. I'm not good enough to know grinding. Like we do in the forge there, you try to grind as little as possible. In Gransfors Axe, nothing is ground, only the edge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
a trick.
quality.
Yeah, and that's a lot of fun actually.
Oh, the blooming tooling strikes again. Look at that. Perfect spot for it.
But we take it from the bottom and we try to push the material down onto the drift. We do that one heat, then we go back to the fuller and correcting there, and then we start to take down some thickness. It is quite a hefty one still. Wait. Now you see, he's losing.
Yeah, it's stretching out there, eh?
So we used a little bit sharper fuller.
Yeah.
And then we stretch it on the sides.
Yes.
And then we're trying to come in the area this one will fit.
That's the final desire.
Yeah. I would like to have it a bit thinner. We do one heat more here.
You can see that eye is twisting, eh? That eye is starting to come a little bit to the left there. What do we do, Emiel?
Cry.
Cry?
But I think the bottom is much better.
Oh yeah, the bottom does look good.
What a luck that I didn't punch that eye.
Ha! You're trying to blame me for that?
No.
It's looking like an axe. I think it's maybe the blade has picked up a twist this way. What if we put it in the vise and hammer it, bah, like that a little bit? We might get the twist out. All right, we've got to clean the fire out. We've got some clinkers. Oh, yeah, she's a big one. Now that is the byproduct of forging with coke. That is one big, beautiful, ugly clinker. I've got to say, you guys are forging with really lovely coke. This stuff is not burning super fast, but
I can give you the address of my dealer.
you can give me the address of your coke dealer. Very good. That is clinker. And it doesn't burn, and it dirties your workpiece.
I want this material.
Going that way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's got the handle.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this bit of steel for? But now I get it. It's so that you can do this. God, it's the small things, man. Oh, we're almost there. A little bit more. Ah. Almost perfect. Ish.
Yeah, we do that next.
Super.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
Don't like it?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
So we just need to get a little bit more width and we're almost there, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mate, it looks beautiful. We are so close.
Yeah.
It is looking absolutely beautiful. We've just got a little cold shut in here that we're just filing out. Last little few straightening heats. It's the hub straight. Oh, it's pretty close. Perfect fit. We've literally just been chasing 0.5 millimeter of straightness. I mean, this is crazy tolerance for hand forging something. That is as forged, utterly beautiful. What we're now gonna do, to make it line up with the template, we're gonna trim a little bit of the end where it got too long on both sides. That's hot.
I think the next step is a bit of a rasping on the corners.
And then normalize it.
Yeah.
And she's ready for heat treat.
Yes.
All right, you do you first. You ready?
Yes.
I'll go right underneath you, like this. Super. Gransfors Bruk. Not bad. And then 2026. Boom! That's the first time that 2026 stamp has been used. What a result. That is beautiful. I'm a little bit biased because I was involved just a little bit. But I must say, Emiel, with your help, I think that we have made a really gorgeous bit of what I would consider art. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Now we normalize it.
And we cracked it in hard, man.
Let that normalize there. Leaving it, what, about 1 millimeter thick on the edge for the hardening?
Yeah, and then we take it up to 150, 180.
After quenching. And so since this is super high carbon old bit steel, this is going to be oil hardening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not water quenching like you would with the Gransfors steel.
Yeah, you can do it in water, but I'm not good enough for that.
Yeah, not worth the risk of cracking this. Warming up the oil while I warm up the edge. That's how we temper it. Heat from here goes there. This goes tempered.
Yeah.
No cracky. So you didn't like put an edge on there the way as a knife maker I'd think about putting on an edge. No. You just ground a convex grind all the way to nothing, went up the grits, polished it, and it's now sharp. Like convex down to 30 degrees.
It depends a little bit on the application, but I think with this steel, which is maybe a little bit more brittle, I gave it a little bit steeper angle.
Yep, it shaves.
I put some oil on it.
Oh my goodness, it smells good in here.
Ready for a handle, I think.
Wow! It smells so good in here as well.
I thought a handle like this would be all right.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Bloomin' gorgeous. That's a proper tool. Yeah. And if I may say so, I think that that is a work of art as well. Emiel, thank you so much for letting me come and hang out in the workshop. I cannot tell you how excited I am for tomorrow. I'm just so excited. The production here is mind-blowing, and if you're as nerdy as me about forging and manufacturing, stay tuned for the next video. scrapped it again. Thank you to Gransfors Bruk for having us. Thank you to our sponsor for making this possible, which was PCB Way. Click the link in the description below. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.